Been a very unusual. I know your legal advice.
So, has Conor Benn been taking steroids? Is he trying to get away with skullduggery? Is there something that he's keeping back just in order to get the fight over the line? That's what we're going to be looking at this video. Now, the amount of messages I've had is absolutely insane. You know, obviously, it's a great fight. A lot of people want the fight to occur. And then Conor Benn's got this negative test for some type of steroids, clomid or clomifene, something along those lines. A female fertility drug. Hey, we don't know. He might be trying to get pregnant. Who cares? But what I'm looking at here is Conor Benn has come out and given an interview with Chris Lloyd on the Matchroom channel about, his perspective on it. And that's where all these messages come from. So, we're going to put the logical, the reasonable, educated body language analysis template onto what Conor's done, and let's see if he's telling the truth or not. Now remember, when it comes to trying to figure out who's lying and who's not, what you've got to remember, is that the first trigger, the first area that we look into is, do they look comfortable or uncomfortable? So if somebody's lying, think about yourself here. Or think about someone who maybe you're trying to figure out if they're lying or not. Maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's one of your friends, whoever, If you notice they're what we call baseline shift, or they give off observable indicators that fall into the general feeling of discomfort, then that would be the first area I need to dig that little bit deeper. So what we're looking for with Conor, is an indicator of his baseline changing. Now the first one that I look for is closing off. Some type of arms going across here. Because this is called ventral protection. This is where your vital organs are, If you ever ask somebody, can you do this? And they say, I'm not sure, or probably, that indicator tells you what they're thinking in their head is probably I can't. Or there's something that's making me feel uncomfortable enough to cross my arms and protect my vital organs, Now, what we do see from here is Conor doesn't display any of that. Although the interview is very short, and he does hold the microphone with both hands a couple of times, but that's him just moving. I would say 95% of the time he's quite open. That indicator isn't there. Then what we're also looking for is a thing called the globus sensation. This is a real indicator that somebody internally is feeling stressed. Prince Andrew had it, when he tried to say the word legal.
To testify or give a statement under oath if you were asked.
If push came to shove and the legal
that hippocampus kicked in, that part of the brain that creates that emotional memory. Hormones are produced and the body is affected, That's why he stuttered when he tried to get out the word legal. Now, when Conor Benn's speaking here, his speech cadence doesn't seem to be affected.
Published about me today, and only to you guys hear it from me personally rather than reading it in a statement from me.
Again, I can't make this up. Anybody can go and watch the interview. At no time does Conor Benn's baseline, I would say, change from what we normally observe. And you know when you're feeling guilty because your brain's telling you, I've done that, I've got to try and hide that. It sends you in an altered state of arousal. And very few people on the planet, psychopaths, sociopaths, etc., can do that because they generally don't feel remorse. But average people, normal people, whatever you want to class normal as, no, we really struggle to hide those autonomous interactivities between our brain and then the muscles. That's where we get that body language from the limbic system, and Conor doesn't display that. He doesn't display any of it at all. There's no tightening of the throat. There's no stuttering of his words. There's no excessive licking of the lips, which would indicate the mouth going dry, which would indicate a stressful situation. That's not there. And also the third thing that I then look for is the big one, and followers of the Believe in Bruce channel will recognise this, is this touch of the nose. The touch of the nose is, without doubt, undoubtedly one of the biggest indicators that if someone's lying, they're not telling the truth, they don't believe in what they're saying, or there's something else going on there. But it's just a slight touch. Eddie Hearn exhibited when KSI was going to be fighting Logan Paul. And Eddie was trying to say, I think KSI's got a chance. Boom.
Yesterday, which I gave you the question yesterday, which were they? Was
that, that touch of the nose was there for everybody to see. Alright, so it does happen. It happens to me, it'll happen to you. It's because it happens autonomously. If we're lying, we really can't stop it. At no particular time does Conor exhibit that. So those are the 3 basic foundation checks that I look for. And in this interview, Conor Benn displays none of them. Okay, none of them. Then Chris Lloyd, good lad Chris Lloyd, good friend of mine, he's interviewing Conor and he brings him back for a second question, all right? And he says, have you spoke to Chris? What's your intentions? There's something along those, have you had a chat with Chris Eubank? He said, yeah, I rang him. Now that's a very triggering question because of the part of the brain called the hippocampus. Yeah, because it actually activates his visualization of the fight occurring. If there was a problem there, that again is an area where we'd see a deviation in Conor's baseline. That doesn't occur.
Just one more question on the conversation with Chris Eubank. Did you reach out to him this morning? How was that conversation?
He fully believes, he believes in me. And, it's not who I am, it's not what I'm about.
And also the fact that he didn't hide behind a statement. He come out, he presented himself, he said, this is my opinion. This is what I think. I'm doing it face to face with you. I don't think he's hiding anything. So do I think he's lying? I would have to say no. Obviously something has been found out and they're going through the process to try and find out what that is. But in that moment, which is all the data that we've got, Conor Benn, to me, if I had to say is he lying or not, again, and put a bet in one of the boxes, I would say no. There's nothing he does there. Remember, I've got a detailed eye for this type of thing, as you subscribers will know. Yeah, to catch people out who are lying or maybe telling them his truth. There's nothing I can see from this interview that shows Conor Benn is lying. Now that's not to say there's not some stuff in the system, there's been an inaccurate test, whatever it is, that needs investigated. But right now, right then, Conor Benn, I believe, is telling the truth. More so, why is nobody talking about the fist pump handshake that went wrong between Chris and Conor at the end of the interview? Of that really serious interview, and should I shake your hand, should I not? Fantastic. So hopefully this could get sorted. Hopefully there's a legal way, yeah, a fair way of actually getting the fight to occur. I want it. I'm a big fight fan. It's a massive fight for the UK and global audience as well. So hopefully Conor is telling the truth and then that comes out within the process and we get the fight that everybody wants. Remember, if you're interested in non-verbal communication or performance psychology, anything to do with the head and heart to make you a better you, subscribe to the channel below. More important than any of this, remember to be kind to yourselves and each other.